Wrong tires don't announce themselves, they just fail you at the worst possible moment. Today, we are exposing the 6 best tires of 2026, ranked with real-world data so you don't gamble your safety on marketing copy. Number 6 is solid. Number 1 is the one most buyers completely overlook. Let's get into it. Pick the wrong tire and you feel it immediately. Handling goes soft, wet roads get scary, highway noise grinds you down for every single mile of your commute. And the brutal part? You already spent the money? Returns on mounted tires essentially don't exist. That's a $600 to $1,200 mistake you're stuck with for the next 4 years. We've gone deep on the 2026 tire market, cut through the manufacturer's spin, dug into real owner data, and ranked what actually performs when conditions turn ugly. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which tire fits your driving life and which ones quietly let you down when it matters most. If you want a quiet, confidence-building all-season that won't drain your wallet, meet number 5. The Cooper Endeavour Plus, rated 4.6 out of 5 across 615 real buyers. That is not a fluke. This tire earns it by doing the boring stuff exceptionally well. Wet roads are where most mid-range tires quietly fail you. Cooper built dedicated water evacuation grooves and checkmark channels specifically to flush water out fast, keeping more rubber planted on the road when it counts. You feel it the moment a lane change goes from sketchy to solid. The tread is reinforced with an added contact layer that promotes even wear across the life of the tire, and Cooper backs that with a 65,000-mile tread wear warranty. That is real-world confidence, not just a sticker. The noise reduction design keeps cabin hum genuinely low for everyday commuting. This is a strong everyday performer for the driver who racks up highway miles and needs reliability without drama, but it sits at number 5 for a reason. The tires above it push harder in extreme conditions. Coming in at number 4, things start getting serious. Coming in at number 4, if long-term tread life is your priority, meet the Michelin Defender LTXM/S2. At $299.99 per tire, this is Michelin playing the long game, and for a lot of drivers, that is exactly the right game to play. Michelin built this tire specifically for the reality of modern trucks and full-size SUVs, bigger, heavier, and harder on rubber than ever. The tread compound is engineered to go the distance without sacrificing grip. You get reliable traction in demanding all-season conditions, plus a ride that stays noticeably quiet and comfortable, mile after mile. Buyers are rating it 4.4 out of 5 stars, and the consistent theme you see is how well it holds up over time. That is the Michelin promise. You are not just buying a tire, you are buying fewer replacements. Here is the honest caveat, though. If you are pushing into serious off-road territory or need extreme winter bite, this is not your weapon. It is a road-biased all-season, built for drivers who rack up serious mileage and want a tire that earns its price tag over the long haul. Confident highway cruiser, yes. Mountain goat, no. But the tire at number 3, that one starts splitting the difference in a way that will genuinely surprise you. Coming in at number 3, the Yokohama Geolander CV4S. At $225.99, this is where the list starts getting genuinely interesting. If you drive a crossover or SUV and you refuse to swap tires twice a year, this tire is built for exactly that problem. Yokohama engineered an advanced all-weather tread pattern that handles the full seasonal range without compromise, and it carries the 3-peak mountain snowflake symbol. That is not a marketing badge. That is a certified guarantee of severe winter weather performance. Most all-season tires quietly fail you the moment a real storm hits. This one is rated to handle it. Yokohama also backs it with a 60,000-mile tread life warranty. That is real-world durability baked into the construction from day one. Now, honest disclaimer, review data on this specific model is still thin, so we are not stacking it against years of owner feedback the way we can with longer-tenured tires. That is worth knowing before you buy. But the engineering pedigree and the certifications are legitimate. For the CUV driver who wants one tire to handle everything, this is a serious contender. The number 2 pick, though, that is where conviction really sets in. Coming in at number 2, if wet roads are the thing that keeps you honest, this is the tire that earns your trust. The Continental Cross Contact LX25, right now sitting at $221.99 a corner. That price point matters because what you get for it is genuinely hard to argue with. Continental built this around their Eco Plus technology, and that is not just a marketing badge. It means shorter braking distances on wet pavement, better fuel efficiency, and tread life pushed all the way to a 70,000-mile warranty. 70,000 miles. That is years of commutes, road trips, and rainy season panic stops covered under one purchase. Owners are backing it up too. A 4.8 out of 5 rating across reviews is the kind of number that does not happen by accident. The road noise is low, the handling stays responsive when the weather turns out ugly, and it pulls its weight in every season without compromise. Who should skip it? If you are doing serious off-road work, this is not built for that fight, but for the driver who lives on highways and suburban streets and needs a tire that quietly does everything right. The Cross Contact LX25 is about as close to a sure thing as this category gets. And yet, the number one pick still edges it out, and once you see why, it is going to make a lot of sense. Coming in at number 1, the tire that earns the top spot in every single condition you actually drive in. The Pirelli Scorpion AS Plus 3 sitting at $239.99 in 235/55 R20. That is your number 1 pick for 2026. Here is why it is not even close. Pirelli rebuilt this tire from the ground up. New tread pattern, new compound, new construction, all 3 at once. That is not a refresh. That is a full reinvention. The result is a tire that handles snow without flinching, holds the wet road like it has something to prove, and stays planted and confident in dry summer heat. One tire solving 3 seasons without compromising any of them. That is genuinely hard to do, and most brands do not pull it off. The early buyers are handing it a perfect 5 out of 5. That kind of unanimous early verdict does not happen by accident. If you drive an SUV or light truck and you want one tire that stops you from second-guessing yourself every time the weather changes, this is the one. The links are in the description. Go check current pricing before it moves. So here is what separates the contenders from the one that actually wins. Every tire we tested solves a different problem. The budget picks handle dry pavement just fine until the rain hits. The mid-range options split the difference, but they always trade something. Wet grip for tread life, comfort for handling. You feel that compromise every single commute. The top pick does not ask you to trade anything. Owners consistently report it holds its edge across seasons without the usual noise penalty. That is the real test, not the spec sheet, how it actually behaves when conditions turn against you. That separation is not marketing. It showed up in the data, and it showed up in real buyer feedback again and again. That is why the number 1 earned its spot. So here is where we land. Every tire on this list solves a real problem, but the ranked order exists for a reason. The lower picks have trade-offs you can live with. The top pick does not ask you to compromise. That is the difference. Wrong tire, wrong season, wrong road. That is a $1,200 mistake you feel immediately and regret for 2 years. The number 1 earned its spot because the data said so, and real buyers confirmed it. Stop second-guessing. Pull the trigger on the top pick. Links are in the description. If this saved you from a bad buy, hit subscribe. We do this every week. Real data, straight verdicts, no fluff. You'll never have to guess on tires again.